Like, it's my first time in China from my country way back in Africa. And you're telling me to go. And like, am I supposed to go back home to Africa? Hey fam, how are you doing? Welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time seeing me, my name is Gloria and I am a Nigerian YouTuber. I shoot my videos from Nanjing City, China. And today, as you guys can see from the title, today is a story time. You guys, I've been dying to do a story time video and it's finally here. It's going to be an interesting one and I hope you enjoy it. And of course, if you're not yet subscribed, please subscribe and join the family. You're going to enjoy it, I promise. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. So like I already mentioned, I'm a student here in China. I'm actually doing my master's, and today I'm going to be giving you guys the gist of what happened the very first day I got to China and how I was stranded. So I arrived at Shanghai from Lagos because I didn't get any direct flight from Lagos, Nigeria to Nanjing City. So I also arrived at Shanghai and then take a speed train to Nanjing. So yeah, I arrived at Shanghai. I had help, you guys. I had help from my boss. He's Chinese. I worked with him in Nigeria, so he was kind of like helping me, telling me, okay, you take this train from here to here and that's how you get to your school. Of course, my school is Southeast University, Nanjing, and that was where I was coming to. And okay, yeah, from Shanghai, I got on a speed train. The hassle at Shanghai is a story for another day. Seriously. I took the speed train. Okay, I just at Shanghai when we got down from the plane. And of course, we were so tired, like I was exhausted, and like I still had to get on another train to Nanjing the same day. And so, and you guys, lesson number one comes in. Don't ever come to China without having some RMBs with you, like having some Chinese currency. I came to China and I didn't have renminbis with me. Like, it's not like I didn't plan. I actually planned. I gave my boss some money, some naira, and I told he was meant to give me the RMB equivalent. And however, you know, like for him to transfer the money to me, I have to have a Chinese bank account, and of course I have to like just have an account, then he can send me the money because he's in Nigeria. But of course it's the first time I'm coming to China, so I didn't have all that yet. So I didn't have the point of the story is that I didn't have renminbis with me. So my boss actually helped me. He transferred money to some random stranger that I just saw, and I was like, please, can you have someone transfer you money and then you give me cash? And the man was so kind. He gave me 100 RMBs, and I used the money to take a speed train from Shanghai to Nanjing. And then after I got to Nanjing, finally struggling with my luggages, oof, that day was crazy as hell. I got to Nanjing. I got to Nanjing pretty late. It was around 6-7 p.m. and then I took a taxi from the train station in Nanjing to the address that was written on my admission slip. The wahala I had with the taxi driver, that one is story for another day. I don't know, somehow the man couldn't find the place, and he was just taking me round and round, and I was like, hey, Ebamio. And you know the point is that I can speak Chinese. Like, I speak Chinese. I was wondering, I speak Chinese and it was this hectic for me. And I was like, I wonder how someone who doesn't speak Chinese will cope. That was how this driver, after taking me around, he finally brought me to my school. And when we arrived, it was late. It was around 8 p.m. thereabout. It was already late, like it was night. Phew. And he was like, okay, this is the place, I'm very sure this is the place. And so I got down from the taxi, but I didn't want to take my luggage down because I wanted to be sure he took me to the right place. Otherwise I would have to start looking for another taxi, and I don't even know where I'll find taxi, being in a new and strange environment all by myself. I was like, okay, let me just ask the lady at the gate, like, and all that. The security, the people at the gate are ladies, not even men. Ladies are doing security in this my school. I don't even know what they're securing. Okay, so I went to them and I was like, hello, I'm a new student. I'm a new student, and I just arrived and all that and all that. And I just explained to them my plight. Guess what happened? This lady told me, oh, okay, the international student office has closed for the day and you have to come back tomorrow. And I'm like, I have to come back tomorrow. Okay, like I should go back to your house and come back tomorrow. Like, it's my first time in China from my country.
Way back in Africa.
And you're telling me to go. And like, am I supposed to go back home to Africa and come back tomorrow? Like that, I was like, it's my first time here. I don't know what to do. I don't know where to go. What am I supposed to do? And she was like, and you guys, she wasn't even nice at all. Like, for somebody who just arrived China, of course I expected more courtesy. I expected a warm welcome. Even if there wasn't much she could do, she could at least be nice and be like, oh, I'm so sorry, you know, you're late, and you know the international student office have closed. Okay, maybe you can go to a hotel and pass the night. Or she didn't even budge. She was just like, oh, the international student office has closed, you can come back tomorrow. And I'm like, is she serious? And I'm like, okay, I can see that they are closed. Obviously it's 8 p.m, but what am I supposed to do? Can I get a room to pass the night, or what am I supposed to do? And they're like, no, we can't give you a room. You're not yet registered. You haven't yet, you know, done the procedures for new students. It is after you do all of that we can assign you a room. And I'm like, so I'm meant to just sleep on the streets or what? Whew, it was a struggle. It was crazy. And as I was busy talking with her, the taxi driver had enough. the guy had just had enough of me. He was an old man. Like, he wasn't very young. The man just had enough. The man was like, okay, that's it. He just went and he took my luggages off the trunk of the car, and he was like, yeah, that's it, I'm done. Pay me my money, I'm going. And then I paid him for some of the cash I had left. And after I finished paying him, I had no money on me. I just had a few coins, and I was pretty much stranded. That's the word. I was stranded. And I was like, what am I going to do? I had no idea. I didn't know anybody, because my school, I didn't know anybody. Like, even when I was in Nigeria, I was researching about maybe anybody who has come to Southeast University. No information. Zero. Nil. Nada. And I was like, what am I going to do? Luckily for me, before the taxi driver left, I was like, please, can you take me? Do you know any hotel around here? Can you take me to any hotel where I can pass the night and all that? And he was like, yeah, there's a hotel close. And then he just pointed me to this hotel that was very close to my school, like almost like a stone throw. Very, very close. And I was like, oh, okay, thank you. And then I went to the hotel, cashless, penniless. And of course, thank God for my boss. That man really saved me. That man really saved me. I got into the hotel and I began to talk with the receptionist and all that, and she was like, your passport, your this, your that. And you know, she asked me for all of that. I gave her, and then I thought I didn't have any money, but I have someone who can send her the money. And then I called my boss. He spoke with her, and somehow they arranged for a room, and she told me, okay, you can have this room, and she gave me the keys, and I took my luggages to the room. My very heavy luggages, you guys. I was not playing when I was coming to China. I packed food stuff here. I packed food stuff, and then when the lady went to help me get my bag, she was like, yo, what's in this bag? Why is it so heavy? And I'm like, don't even ask me that question. And yeah, and then room, guys, the way I collapsed on the bed, oh my God. I pretty much just collapsed. Like, I'd been stressed. I hadn't rested for like 3 days, because the journey itself is like 2 days from Nigeria to China. Like, and I was so exhausted. I just collapsed on the bed, shoes, clothes, and everything. And you guys, in that moment, I just felt alone. Like, all the emotions started coming in, if you guys know what I mean. Like, you know, the feeling of being in a strange land, and it's like you're stranded, and you know, you're starting to miss your loved ones back at home. And I just felt alone, and you know, yeah, the emotions were just coming in, and I might have shed a tear or two, but that doesn't matter right now. What mattered was that at least I had a place to spend the night. I had a roof over my head. And so yeah, that was how I finally got rested on that night. And yeah, I pretty much just went to bed. I had a bath. I hadn't had a bath in 2 days, you guys. 2 good days your girl hadn't had a bath. And this woman at the gate was stressing me. Like, she was stressing me. Like, she didn't even, I feel like she was so inconsiderate. She didn't even consider the fact that, okay, this girl just left her country millions of miles away, and she's here, and she, okay, yeah, it's not my fault I arrived late. It's not like I could control the plane, or I could control the speed train, or I could control anything. I simply booked a flight, and then I just got to China. When I got to China, I didn't have control over that. Did I forget to mention that I hadn't eaten for like 2 days straight? I mean, the only thing I had was plain food. And we all know how plain food is. I mean, we need to even petition against that, please. I mean, passengers' tummy matters. Come on. It's not like I'm a foodie, but plain food is just too sweet. Yeah. I hadn't eaten for like 2 days, and I was so hungry. Like, my tummy was aching, and I couldn't find anything to buy. And then when I was at the hotel, after I had rested, I called up the lady at the receptionist, and I was like, okay, can I get some food and all that? And she was like, no, I'm sorry, we don't have food. We don't serve food in this hotel. And I'm like, oh God, what kind of hotel doesn't serve food? Just what? It was too much. And by then it was already around 10 p.m. ish. And of course, where do I know I want to go and buy food? And I was like, oh my God, is there somehow you guys can order food for me? I'm really hungry. I haven't. And she was like, you know, like I said earlier, once it's not in their job description to go out of their way and help you. Story. And she was like, yeah, there's a restaurant just down the road. You just go there, and I'm like, I'm supposed to start wakaing other waka by this time of the night to eat food. My dear brothers and sisters, that was how I thank God for my cornflakes that I came with from Nigeria. I just made some cornflakes and milk, and then I went to her. I was like, can I at least get a plate and a spoon? Is that possible? And she was like, okay. And then they gave me a plate, a spoon. I made cornflakes and I ate, and my stomach was still aching me because cornflakes ain't food. We all know cornflakes is not food. I even forgot to add when I was at Shanghai, like when I was trying to get some money to, you know, board a speed train and start coming to Nanjing. You know, these guys, you know the way just in Murtala Mohammed Airport in Lagos, you know the way you have taxi drivers, they just come and they're like, okay, hey, where are you going to? Let me drop you off. That's exactly the way it is here in China. These taxi guys came up to us, like the moment they see you guys coming up from the airport, they just rush you guys. The way they used to rush us in Lagos. They just rush you and they'll be like, okay, where are you going to? Let me give you a ride and all that. And then I was like, okay, how much is it to take me to Nanjing? And the man, I've forgotten the ridiculous amount the man called. I don't know where he said 1,000 RMB or he said how much. And I was like, eh? And I called my boss. I was like, because I actually considered it, because, you know, like taking a train is really stressful. And especially when you have heavy luggages with you have to like carry it down into the subway, can carry it up again. God, it was so stressful. So I was considering that. I asked my boss, like, this man is saying he's going to take me. He was like, don't even try it. it's like you're the president's daughter. And I was like, yeah, he's calling a very ridiculous amount. And he was like, the speech one is going to take you just, I don't know, was it 80 RMB or something? Like, very, very cheap. Like, taking the train is very, very cheap compared to what the taxi man. And then I was like, I was now bargaining with him. I think he later said 600 or something. And then it has just been very convenient, of course, like to just take me, just get into a taxi and then bring me to my school. But I was like, no, my papa no be Dangote. I just told him, no, thank you. And then he was just trying to convince me. I was really grateful that at least I can speak Chinese and I had my boss to direct me. I mean, if I didn't have any clue, I would have just been like, oh, okay, sure. And then at the end of it, and then when we get there, and then he tells me to pay, maybe that's when I will realize that, okay, this amount is actually so enormous and all that. But thank God for how it went. So, and of course the next day I dressed up and I just went to the school to, you know, register and, you know, do all the procedures and all that before I was finally allocated a room and all of that. But you guys, this was pretty it, my experience in China the first day. It wasn't a good one. It wasn't a good one, you guys. I really felt, I was really scared because like I was like, what am I going to do? It's like you're in a place that you don't even know anybody. Yes, you guys, so that was pretty much the story I wanted to tell y'all of my first day in China. And as you guys can see, or as you guys could tell, it was a very eventful one. But thank God, so far so good. I've been in China for close to a year now, and yeah, it's all in the past. Even though it's definitely one of the days I will never forget, but yeah, it's all good now. Even that woman at the gate, that woman that turned me down that day, she's not my friend though. She's not my friend. Every time she tell me, hey, your hair looks good. Oh my God, is this your real hair? And I'm like, please don't be nice to me. You weren't nice to me the first time I got here, so stop trying to be nice to me now, okay? Oh, what just happened? Okay, yes, that's it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed this my crazy story. I hope you enjoy listening to it. If you like this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up so I can know you like videos like this and I can make more videos like this. And of course, if you're not yet subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Like, click on the subscribe button. It's just down below. It's free. It's totally free. It's totally 0.0000 cents to subscribe. Yeah, subscribe and click on the notification bell so when I post the next video, you'll be the first to be notified. And of course, go ahead and share this video to your friends and your loved ones, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.